Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the SaturdayMP show, episode number 6, recorded on July 12th, 2023. My name is Chris, and I'm a software consultant that helps developers and companies ship secure, high-quality software faster. So give me a shout if you're having trouble getting software out the door, or it's buggy, or anything along those lines. And you can also give me a shout if you have any questions or feedback about the SaturdayMP show. You can send that feedback to ask at SaturdayMP.com, SaturdayMP.com. I'd love to hear from you. You can also leave comments in the YouTube comments, and we'll try that out and see how that goes. And I'll do my best to be on the lookout for those and answer them. So yeah, questions, feedback on the show. If you have a suggestion, or maybe you want to be on the future show or something, maybe we can pair together on an issue, give me a shout. I'd love to hear from you. All right, so this is in this episode, we're just continuing our work that we started from the last couple episodes, where we're trying to fix a bug in the standard linter. So standard is a linter for the Ruby language. So you can read about it here. It's inspired by, I guess, standard.js. I'm never sure if I should call this just standard, which is actually the name of it, or if I should call it standard RB, just to avoid the confusion. But yeah, it's based on standard.js, so it just has a bunch of defaults that I like, linting rules, because it's based on RubyCop, which is a Ruby linter. It's been around for quite a while. The problem is the default rules for RubyCop I find are way too restrictive, and just so hard to actually develop an application in real life with. So, but it does have a lot of good rules. So standard just builds on top of RubyCop and just applies some more, maybe sane's not the best word, but that's the word I'll use for now. Rules that I think are good for most Ruby applications. So, and the bug we're fixing is I really enjoyed using standard in my Ruby, mostly Ruby on Rails applications, but oftentimes I inherited an existing application and I wanted to use standard on it, but I didn't want to have to fix all the errors, but I also wanted to prevent any new errors from occurring. So RubyCop had a to-do file, so I just added the ability to generate a to-do file for standard about 2 or 3 years ago. So I've added that, and Cyril's, I hope I'm saying that name correctly, was kind enough to accept that PR, but someone found a bug with it. So that's what we've been fixing the last couple days, is this bug. And the bug is basically if a to-do file already exists and you run generate to do again, because it ignores it will create an empty, or I guess in this case the deltas, like it won't include any of the rules that were in the previous to-do file. So you can read more about it here and watch the previous videos. In a previous video, we basically fixed the issue. It looks like it's fixed, at least from manual testing. And in this video, we're going to add, if everything goes according to plan, we're going to add some unit tests for this. Unit system tests, I'm not quite sure what kind of tests we'll add. We'll have to look to see what existing test standard has, and then build upon those. And I think that's a good, and this, for those that have this is your first time watching this video, these are basically live coding videos. So I haven't done a lot of work. Well, in this case, I haven't done barely any work to try and add some tests. So you're going to probably watch me fumble around, try to figure things out. And so hopefully this video ends with me having written a couple successful tests. And if it hasn't, well, then you got to watch what it's like to be a real developer where people make mistakes, and you don't always end the day by making progress. Maybe you just end up learning something, or just have a frustrating day, and hopefully the next day will be better. So, but yeah, hopefully at the end of this video, we will have written a couple tests for this method that this is the method that we changed. So I guess I could show too. This is the only method that we actually changed. So if we go look, like here's my branch, I only changed this one little part. So that luckily this change is nice and small. We don't have to add a lot of tests. Like we'll have to see what existing tests are, but we'll probably maybe add a unit test to this method. And then if there are some existing like system tests, maybe we'll add that where we generate a to-do file and then generate a second to-do file and make sure that it has all the rules from the first to-do file as well as any new ones. So, okay, so first thing we should do, and the other thing is I set up a Docker environment for the standard RB, which you can see, I think that's in video SaturdayMP show number 1. So if you want to see how that was set up, go ahead and watch that video. Otherwise, if you're not using Docker and you're like following along, or you want to work in the standard project, you could just set it up like just install Ruby directly on your system if you like. Don't want Docker system, I want Docker compose. And I'm using, instead of bash, just using not web, it's app, I think. Using the sh shell because our Docker file is what the heck is it called again? It's an Alpine Linux Docker file, so it's nice and small because we don't need, this is just a Ruby app, it's not a whole Rails app, we don't need a web server or anything. So Alpine is a nice small Docker image. Okay, so let's run the existing tests. While we take a look, they should all pass. I think, I don't know if I ran them after I made this edit, so some of these tests, this test might fail. We'll see. My guess is all pass. Well, we take a look to see what tests already exist. So these are these just fixture? Oh, okay. Yeah, these are just example. That looks like example apps. Let's close all. Oh, I closed that tab. I wanted to close all but that tab. Where the heck was that? That was builds config. So let's open that again. All right. So now let's go. What's in the conf s? Oh, these must be config. Oh, look. There's even a. Okay, these are probably tests that I added a long time ago. The test done? Yeah, okay. So all the tests passed, so that's great. The coverage is really fantastic, so we definitely don't want that to go down when we're done. I wonder what the coverage was before and after my addition. So, like, this is the only thing I added. So it's 97.4. So let's make a note of that somewhere. Sure, let's put it here. Let's just run it again. Or port 97.14. Oh, oh, right. I do need to. There we go. There. So let's try running it. I bet you the test coverage would be about the same. Okay, so we're going looking in here. File finder. Yeah, these are all just. This is like data. Like these are all just the fixtures. So that's good. Yeah, probably like example projects that is linting and stuff. So, okay, so I think the meat of the actual test will probably live in here. So we have the builds. Oh, 97.1. I guess we increased our coverage a little bit, probably because we added some extra lines. Oh, that's really funny. Okay, good. So our coverage didn't go down. It went up 0.01%. Wow. Reload from disk. Did I not save it? Huh, don't know what happened there. Okay. Let's just get our changes back in there. And then let's... What were we doing there? Sorry, I just had to shut off my phone. So do we have builds config tests? Okay, so we do have some. So let's put that over on the right. Let's see what kind of tests these are. Tests no argv and no standard.yaml. Okay, so no config files. Test custom argv with fix. Oh, interesting. So this builds. Okay, so these are kind of like they're testing more than this call method, I guess. They're testing the results of all this merging of all the config files and the actual reading of these command lines. Is there any? Oh, those argvs are all. Yeah, the actual reading of these command lines doesn't happen in here. It happens in this merge settings. So yeah, I guess these are almost like it's testing. Yeah, a lot of this stuff. Okay. Test to do merged. Offenses merged. Okay. Did I add any tests to this? Because I'm pretty sure I made some changes to this file. All right, let's do a git blame here. There we go. Is there? Okay, so there's me. Okay, so there's a to-do file. That any other changes? Okay, I did. All right, let's see. Test for merge to do is working. Oh, okay, so I did add some of these. Config you. And then none to do path, none to do file. All cops exclude. Okay, what did I put in there? Fixture. Config. I wonder why I picked you. Oh, okay. Oh, there's to do file 1, to do file 2. Oh, we're merging these ignores for these. Ignore sections. Okay. Okay, interesting. I guess we can move this back here. Well, let's go look at my old pull request. Let's see if I can find it here. So let's go up to pull requests. Let's see, is there just a to do one? Support running standard on older Ruby projects. Oh, no, that's not it. That's a different one I submitted. Oh, somebody did a fix for this. Oh, well, thanks for fixing another issue. Yeah, there's no... Huh, cool. It's always nice to see people building off your using and building off of it. Fixture, ignore less than one hour. No, that's an old one. Okay, here. This is the one. Alright, I was just gonna look at the files changed. And see, maybe let's make this bigger. And then let's see. Okay, so fixtures. I added these two. And this is still in the fixtures. This gen ignore. Oh, okay, so these are just some of the files that I want to use. Okay, so I can use for testing it. And then since those are the actual fixtures, okay. These are the actual tests that I edited. So, right, I did add a test to do merged. I didn't see that in there. I wonder if somebody got rid of it. Or renamed it or something. Right, because if we go look, that was in the builds config test. So, turn that off. Test to do. Oh, it is there, but it's different. Oh, okay. It got rid of this. This assert equal default options. Merge. I wonder why. Huh. Well, somebody got rid of that. Let's see. Let's go here. Oh, dang it. I gotta fix that. Alright. Don't close. Split right. There we go. Now here. Get. Show history. Alright, so. Test 19. So where's my oh, somebody moved this here. Builds config tests. Make standard to do YAML narrow to migrate smoother. Print to do warning. There's a big old merge, it looks like. Maybe there's some weird merging going on or something. Oh, merge match feast match master. Add to file. Oh, okay. So that's fine. Why is it? Oh, did I not merge it till later or something? Oh, okay. I'm really confused about what's going on here now, but. Okay, I don't need this over here. 21.7. I have trouble reading some of that Ruby mine commit stuff sometimes. Okay, so let's go here. And then see if we can, what was that commit number? That guy, if we can find it. There we are. So what are all the changes made in this? Oh, okay. I see. Oh, that's kind of cool. So to do with the fences merged. Oh, it's a whole new method. I didn't even notice that. Okay. Sorry if you're yelling at your screen for that whole time. To do merged, to do with the fences merged. And then the runner. Just expecting, yeah, slightly different. Errors. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. So instead of ignoring the whole file, it's just going to ignore those particular error messages. Oh, okay. But it's still somewhere along the way. along the way that is this it here? Nope. Oh, okay. So here's where it was removed for some reason. I don't know why. Looks like a bunch of changes are happening. Assert equal config store. Looks like resulting options config. Oh, there's a resulting options config. Oh, maybe there's just a new, maybe something I didn't understand or a new way to call this. Result Rubocop config store forge. Huh, interesting. Okay. Oh, maybe it has other options, so we don't want it to exactly. You know, I guess this would be like it includes. Okay, but we do have a test in there. So I guess back to my original thing. Is that where I would add it? What's the CLI test look like? Let's take a look at those. Maybe those are like some good functional tests. Like system level. Test unsafely. So this seems to be testing if like inserting the exit codes. Oh, I guess this is more errors that might be raised. Okay, so I don't think adding a test here is the correct spot. Well, maybe, because it does run the fix command here and make sure that that actually fixes things. Fix unsafely fix. I never did add a generate to do, I don't think. Let's see. Show history. Like, is there any? Oh, I did add one here. Looks like. I don't know why I didn't include this test. It's because what would we do? We just we would just run it with generate ignore. That's what it used to be called. And then just make sure that the two were the same. So maybe I thought about it and just never did. Huh, okay, so maybe this is a spot. So we could add this, the first, like we could add two tests. We could add one that just generates an ignore file without issues. And then we could add one that generates it and then generates a second one. Is that what we want to do? Seems like a pretty reasonable. So, okay, so this builds, we're calling with no arguments passed in. Now we're checking config u. Oh, okay, so this is, we're just testing that these two files are loaded. So, okay, we could treat this just as a unit test. So we could pass in the argv of generate. Okay, maybe that's the first one we'll add. So test to do merged, test to do with offenses merged. I don't know why we need two of these. Like, we could probably get rid of one. Right, yeah, like that's way better. So I guess my initial thought would be just to get rid of, like, these are basically testing the same thing, that the standard config file and the standard and the to-do file are merged. Test fixture. Oh yeah, but in this case, instead of all cops, you're just ignoring this one thing. And then if I go look at the runner, where's that? In the lib, here, the runner. Oh, it's not a test. Let's put it back over here. Right, so this was that logic that fellow added to map out the particular, the specific offenses. Right, okay. So I guess my first thought would be is that we don't need, like, this is a redundant test, this one now. This one down here is a better test. So I think we could let's do that. Done. Redundant test. Thanks to this guy down here. I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to say that name. Okay, so that's a redundant test. We don't need that. So if we go look, right, let's run that test and just make sure 97.13. Let's run those tests again and make sure our coverage didn't go down. Maybe it was doing something, I don't know. So I think we can get rid of that. And then we'll have to remember to clean up the fixtures. But we would add another test that's like test test to do file not loaded. Okay. That's a pretty good name. Oh, okay. So I'm curious. Let's see. Will GitHub Copilot put in something reasonable there. Okay, I guess first things first. Or, I guess our percentage went down 0.01%. Okay, we got rid of the test. But if we add this one in, it should increase it. Okay. So we're call the subject. We're calling it what generate to do, and we're calling it on T, and that T is right. Okay. And then, yeah, and then we just want to make sure that this is not merged, but we probably do want to add this bottom part. Well, right, like it shouldn't include the to do, any of these to do. So just have these two. So yeah, okay. Okay. Wow, GitHub Copilot, that's pretty good. So this looks pretty reasonable. Let's just accept that. And of course we'll double check it because, right, there's usually a bug or two. So we got the result, and then we're asserting that we merge the default option merge. Okay, we're asserting all this here is equal to the result. Okay, so yeah, this is what it should look like. Okay, well, let's just run that. Oh, can I just run one test? Oh man, I don't remember how to do this now. Test, can I, I'm used to RSpec, so I don't know, rake, is this mini? What test student framework is this again? I don't remember. I will try this and see if it works. See if it just runs the one file for us, which is really what I want. Didn't do anything. Okay, what does the rake file look like? So oh, it doesn't have the, where's this rig file? Oh, this is the rig file I'm running though. Okay. No wonder. Okay. So the default is to run the tests and then fix everything. That's mini test. Okay. I don't remember how to do. So if we're, let's see, mini test run for one file. How do I do that? Let's check. Oh, I could just do it with this line here. Oh, okay. So if I just make sure rake test works. Okay, so it works. So if we did rake test equals what is it? Test standard builds config test.rb. I guess I should say too that we really want to make sure that we Oh, something failed. We really want to make sure we add additional tests, because tests, one, I don't think the PR would be accepted, which is good if we didn't add any tests. But adding automated test is a great way to make your code more stable. It's extra work. Like, this is extra work while we're adding this bug fix. Like, I'm pretty sure that fix works now, but it's going to help me and future developers who are making changes if they made a change in builds config and we didn't have this test in here, they might accidentally break something. Like, maybe they change this line, or they're not sure why it's there or something, and they end up just deleting it. This test will fail, and hopefully it'll prompt them to go back and figure out, like, did my code actually break something, or do I need to update the test? But all right, so apparently our test is failing. Is it the right one? Yeah, okay, so that's the one we added. All right. So the to-do file. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so this was wrong. We do want this to be, this should be nil, because it shouldn't have loaded anything. So to-do file, to-do ignore files. Okay. Yeah, everything else should be the same for the default except this and this. Right, okay. See, GitHub Copilot, you were close, but not 100% there. So that looks good. Now we want to, I'm always curious what it suggests here. So just bits, just basically. So what I want to do, like, the nice thing was, it looks like this was refactored for some reason. Wait, it should not. Oh, these are the to-do ignore files, but the other ignore files should be in that default, like, oh, I put it as empty. Okay. Okay, so the to-do file, boom, and these are the files that should be ignored. This one and this one. Okay, so if we go look at the fixture, this is fixture T. T. Okay, so they ignore, right, this is the standard YAMLs, because you can ignore files in here if you want to. And then in the to-do, yeah, there's two files. Okay, so it still loads the files, which is fine. I don't see reason. Okay, but we do want, so it wasn't loaded, so we want, okay, let's just copy what we got here. Because we want to load everything that is not, well, if we copy this whole thing, it should fail because these to-do files, it shouldn't find any rules for that. So let's just make sure that's working. Okay, good. There's the F. So hopefully it's the right reason. Expected to include, yeah, okay, because it has the none, it has kind of the usual things to ignore. Okay, so we can Okay, so we can have it. It includes that. Is there a does not includes? I have no idea. Probably not. I'm just curious. Let's see. Oh, does not. Okay. Oh, you just. I don't think this actually exists, does it? Did I spell it wrong? Assert does not include. Right. So GitHub cool. I don't know. You're just being goofy now. Well, let's see. Maybe. Okay, we'll just run that while we go and look up. No, it errored out. Okay. Assertions, mini test. Includes. Is there a not includes in here? What is refute includes? Oh, okay. So we want refute includes fails if. Oh, okay. Interesting. Aha. Okay. So I usually use RSpec. Alright, so now we should be able to put these two like this. And it should. Now this test should pass. Oh, got a big F there. Why is that? Expected nil. Nil class. Line 93. Oh, because this is right, because this so it's gonna have an all caps exclude, but it's not going to have this. So we're looking in the array. So it doesn't have this lint assignment in condition. Right, so that's why it's erroring out. So what do I... Right, is this even... Okay, now I have to decide, do we just want to just leave this test in here? Like, it didn't load the to-do file. That's all we're testing for. We don't really care. The to-do file was empty. Can we just assume these don't, like, we don't need to test them? I don't know, let's, yeah. Okay, maybe we'll go back to what GitHub Copilot suggested. So this should pass 67.91. Now, do we get slightly better coverage if we add these two back? Probably not. Yeah. Alright, so we're not testing anything new. So I don't think we even need that. Okay, so let's just get rid of this. Oh, wait, I should do this in 2 separate commits is what I should do for readability, because the first commit should be removing this redundant test. Okay, so let's do this in 2 separate commits. So let's store this somewhere. Oh, apparently I was trying to find a get churn thing there. Okay. Just sure, text file, don't care. Okay, just put you over there. So, first thing let's do, let's remove. So remove this test, and then we can remove all the U, I think. So if I go to the U, I don't think these are U, so let's delete those. Okay, and then just rake on everything just to make sure nothing else was using that U. Let's find out. Right, so yeah, we'll do this as nice commit so it's more readable, and just anyone following the history of what I was working on. Okay, so I'm just going to assume that's going to pass for now, but let's get set up on the assumption that will pass. Alright, did everything pass? Yep, okay, perfect. So, stage this. So yeah, we got rid of these 2 files. Okay, let's see what the AI will say. Alright, ChatGPT, what are you going to tell me? Remove, ignores files from your configuration, and remove, ignore, build. Add a new test method. Oh, didn't add a new test method, did I? Okay, well, didn't work all that great this time. Remove redundant test that. Merging to do. All right. Next. For merging configuration. Ignore rules in big. Okay. Removed fixture U. Sure. Okay. Alright, so there's where we fix the bug. Move to redundant test. I don't know if I'll squash these or not. Probably not. But okay, so that's good. So now we can go back and add our new method. Whoops, what did I do with it? There we go. So we can just put it right there. Okay, and then just make sure all that passes again. And then we should actually make sure this test is test. Kind of did some of that, but let's, whoops. Okay, let's go over these rig files. Now if we're doing test-driven development or whatever, you would add the test first, but where, all right, so let's just, yeah, we're not following that exactly, but that's okay. So just kind of revert this to the way it was. So now if we run it, my new test should fail. Assuming I wrote this test correctly. Fingers crossed. Let's see. Wow, it's really taking a long time. I wonder why that is. Okay, so we don't have Visual Studio Code open anymore. Okay, it did fail. Perfect. Right on. Okay, so let's leave that because we'll need this for sure. Or whoops, sorry, let's get rid of this. Let's commit that one file. Right, let's make sure everything passes first. Oh, we should run standard on that too. I think the rake runs standard on it, so we should be okay, but we'll just double check. Make sure there's no errors. Oh, I don't have it to do. Okay, good. All right, so that's all good. So, oh, close down. Get cracking. Let's open that up again. I can watch the little octopus dance back and forth. All right, so there we go. Let's stage that. Let's see what this will do. So I usually find the summary is not great, but sometimes filling in that description is kind of nice. Add tests we're not loading to do file. Oh, okay. The summary is actually pretty good. Do files not loaded when generated. That the Rubocop options are set correctly. It doesn't really do that. It's not really, well, are set correctly with the do file as nil. Sure. That's good enough. Okay. So that's pretty good. So now let's see. Now, what we really want to do, okay, so I'm happy with that little kind of almost unit test there. Now, if we go to the CLI, let's add okay, so let's just add a test that generates the to do. We'll treat this as like a system test. Test help. Okay, so these are all the fixes. Version help, sure, those can stay at the bottom. So if we could do test generate to do. Alright, come on, GitHub Copilot. Put something in there for me. Oh, don't make me write this all by myself. Oh, bummer. Okay, it looks like I'm going to have to. Alright, so what we need is... So we could probably use one of these existing ones. Okay, like what's the test autocorrectable? So, yeah, if we just use one of the existing ones. So, okay, so what are they're cleaning up anything. It's copying this to there. It's running it and then checking that the exit code matches. Oh, okay, so then he's checking that the autocorrectable good matches that. Okay. So we could write a very similar test. Should we do autocorrectable? Bad? Let's see. CLI files. Huh. Unfixable. Well, these are all fixable tests, but I still like this is the CLI test. Yeah, let's add one in there. Actually, oh, look at the time. Okay, so it's been about an hour. So let's actually wrap this video up, and the next one I'll add a system test. So sorry, you don't get to see all the tests added this time, but we're in a pretty good spot. I think we cleaned up a redundant test, which was nice. You know, we refactored some code. That's always good. Right, and then we added a simple, like I would almost call this like a little unit test, because it's actually testing something that happens inside that function. And then next time we'll add a system test. So that was pretty good. I think overall it's a pretty good hour, pretty good day. All right, so we'll just put a comment here. Add system test here. All right, so yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it, especially if you made it all the way to the end. If you have any questions or feedback, again, you can send an email to ask@SaturdayMP.com. Especially if you have a question you'd like me to answer in a future episode. Any feedback about these, that would be much appreciated. You could also leave comments down below. Down below is via YouTube video. So, yeah, again, thank you everyone very much for watching, and have yourself a great day. Take care.